An interesting project. An almost completely white kitchen. Fireplace at one end, absolutely gorgeous, I'm guessing walnut, 3 or 4 inch thick island, and lots of very shiny surfaces. Not an easy project to photograph. We've been dealing with a lot of issues surrounding reflections of light, and I had done a lot of research about what to do about them. We decided to take a twofold approach. One was to take an ambient light shot, exposed only for the shiny surface that we expected would reflect, or in a lot of cases it isn't a shiny surface, it's the windows. There is a Photoshop technique that we could use to ultimately take out a reflection that we just couldn't get out by altering our light placement. We also decided that we would try a different approach to managing the volume of light. In this case, we put the large octagon softboxes behind us. We aimed them at each other, and as a result, we were able to mitigate most of the effects of the reflections. In one case, there was a reflection we missed, but because we had taken the ambient light shot exposed for the windows, we were able to get that perfectly. The problem that we're dealing with comes down to, I guess, the physics of light, which is light reflects at the complement of the angle with which it strikes an object. Unfortunately, as light diffuses, that angle becomes extremely complex. So even if you're standing between two softboxes that are aimed across the scene so that they intersect somewhere in the middle, there's no guarantee that some of the rays of light will not hit the window in such a way that they cause a reflection. It's a very strange phenomenon when you have already added an octagonal softbox and you put a diffuser inside the softbox, which we had done. There's another problem that we face as well. When you diffuse light that much, inevitably there are some extremely black shadows. Don't want to spend a lot of time in post-processing getting them out. Sometimes in post-processing you can't get them out. So we've adapted to a more complex use of lighting technology. The kitchen, we used 4 strobes and probably could have used 6. So I think in future assignments we're probably going to be bringing 6 to 8 strobes. Not all of them are of the same power. We have a pair of 125 watt per second, a pair of 250 watt per second, and we have 4,000 watt per second lights. It takes a lot more time to set up, but I believe that the classic theory of getting everything right in the camera is the way to go. So rather than spend a tremendous amount of time in post-processing, it's better to get it right. When I was doing that research, I found it very interesting that one guy spends on average of 6 hours on a single image in post-processing. The way I look at it, he's just not managing his camera correctly. We could accomplish the same effect with multiple strobes in far less time and produce an image that looked far more natural to the human eye. Typically, most people are still using DSLRs. Max you're going to get with a full-frame DSLR is a 2-inch by 3-inch sensor. Our preference continues to be medium format. In our case, it's a 645D Pentax. The sensor is roughly 4.5 by 6, 40 megapixels, much better images, much clearer, a better dynamic range of color. We have found that particularly in architectural photography, the medium format camera makes all the difference in the world.